Welcome, one and all, to another live edition of the Extra Point. Your host, Mr. P.O. Colter, in the house. We got the full square in the building. That means it's going to be a rip-roaring affair today. Coming in the top box, we got returning this week, Mr. Michigan Mike, draped out in his, is that Goat Brady, Go Blue?
Yep, you know it. The GOAT. We will talk about that today, though.
Oh, yeah, we're going to get into some GOAT talk today for sure. Definitely going to get into some Michigan talk. Speaking of Michigan, we have on the bottom row today Miss Tasha T. Sizzle. How goes it today?
It goes well. I've been up early, got the car washed, got me a little beverage this morning, did a little exercise, so I'm good.
The car wash. Did Tiffany put you up to that? You know what? I'll ask you that after the show. And last but certainly, he did. I saw her post. And last, shouts out to Tiffany with her crazy self. And last but certainly not least, we have our resident correspondent, our boomer sooner, the Dallas Express's own Mr. Brandon Lewis. How goes it today, sir?
Man, making it. Been a busy week, but I'm glad to be on the show today. You know, talk sports.
What you been up to this week, Brandon?
I'm going back to OU next semester, so I've been doing, paperwork and stuff for that, preparing for my LST. With me being in Gaylord, the College of Journalism, we have to take a LST, which is a language skills test. So I've been studying for that and also working a full-time job at the moment.
Oh, okay. All right, you Calvin back in the 80s. All right, Calvin.
That went right over his head.
Right. Now everybody 40 years old is like, Calvin. That's all right, Calvin. All right. Before we get started with today's busy slate of topics, which I'm sure we are going to disagree on, Ms. Tasha T. Sizzle, can you please do us the honors of letting us know who this show is sponsored by?
The show is sponsored by May Jane's Coffee. That's MAEJANES coffee.com. You can get your Honduran, your Brazilian, and your Colombian blend coffee, fresh ground by my daughter or not, because she does have the coffee beans. She will deliver it to, well, not deliver it personally, but if you order it, it will be delivered to you. And now she has Christmas.
Hey, it'll be delivered with love.
Right. She has a Christmas special where she now has T-shirts and she has mugs. So if you don't drink coffee, if you want to, support and buy that, and she has Christmas boxes now where you can get a bag of coffee, a T-shirt, a mug, and a syrup. And she's offering that bundle for $50. So if you have like holiday parties at the office, for those of you who are in the office, you can get those, and that'll be great little gifts for the coffee lover at your job. And she does not have K-cups. She told me to remind people to say that because those were pre-order because the K-cups are expensive. So if she gets orders for the K-cups, then she can get the K-cups back in stock. But again, that's May Jane's Coffee, MAEJANES coffee.com. And you can follow her on Instagram as well at May Jane Coffee.
Right on. Shouts out to Denise. Denise, thank you for sponsoring the show. Make sure you use your promo code. That's Extra1. That's the capital letter XTRA and the number 1 to get your discount on some delicious May Jane's coffee. Good job by UT Sizzle. All right. So it's week 2 of the college football playoff rankings. And if last week was enough to have us scratching our heads, then make sure you sit down and have a sip of coffee and let us discuss what happened this past Tuesday. Now, I'm going to go ahead and put this up here for the people so they can see 1 through 6, which is really what we're talking about here. No movement as far as 1, 2, and 3. Georgia still number 1. Alabama still number 2. Oregon still number 3. Ohio State moves into number 4. But I want y'all to hone in on number 6. Brandon, I'm going to come to you first. Last week, that was a Michigan State logo there. How in the world did it get jumped by Michigan when just 2 weeks ago, Michigan State beat Michigan head up? Can you explain that to me, Brandon?
Well, I'm going to be honest with you. I haven't really looked at the rankings this week. Like I said, I've been busy. But I'm going to go based off just what I feel, my opinions and stuff like that. I wouldn't say it's not well deserving of Michigan being number 6. they have had like quality wins. And the Big Ten this year is very competitive. It's going back and forth. So, I mean, that's pretty much all I can really say on that. Sorry, I can't give you much on that because I haven't really went in depth on my research this week. But, I mean, I don't have a problem with Michigan being at number 6.
Ahead of Michigan State, who beat them.
Yeah, I mean, but the thing about it is they lost to Purdue. You know what I mean? And, I mean, Purdue is just hot right now.
They are. They are the college football playoff killers right now, and they have a big game coming up against Ohio State today. Tasha T. Sizzle, were you surprised to see Sparty behind Michigan in week 2?
Yes, I was, because normally you don't be ranked ahead of the team that beat you. And I think they're setting Michigan up for the okie doke. I think Paul Feinbaum has something to do with this. You remember that?
Oh, really? This is a Paul Feinbaum deal.
You remember the guys at commercial where the guy was like, "You almost got it, didn't you?" It's like they're dangling that.
Yeah, the insurance commercial almost had that dollar, huh?
Right, knowing that we have no chance in hell of making it unless Michigan State, one, loses a game and we beat Ohio. So I think, and
you stop and beat Ohio. Can we stop there?
Right, but remember I told you, I said I think they put the rankings out as far as prediction wise, where they think people will end up. Because it's no way they're using cognitive theory or anything when they're making these rankings, because it still doesn't make sense to me why OU, undefeated at 9, playing Baylor today, still has Iowa State left, and then has to play Oklahoma State, why they are still ranked so low.
And while they're ranked behind a one-loss Michigan State, we're going to come back to that in just a second to get Brandon's thoughts on that. Mike brought up an interesting point just in one of his Michigan rants that he may go on from time to time, but it got me really thinking. Now, he's pressing in on the Big Ten officials, publicly apologizing to Harbaugh and the Michigan Wolverines for a couple of blown calls in that big game. One being that overturned touchdown where they got the sack, strip fumble, and recovery in the end zone. Now, that was a 4-point swing because Michigan wound up getting the ball back, kicking a field goal instead of a touchdown, but Michigan lost by 4. Mike, do you think the committee put a human approach into this? And do you think that had anything to do with us being ranked ahead of Michigan State this week, aside from them losing last week to Purdue?
I think it definitely did. So I'm thinking for Oregon beating Ohio State. Oregon beat Ohio State in Ohio State, and it wasn't by a field goal. It was by a touchdown. And so compared that over here, and then you have Michigan losing to Michigan State in Lansing by that mess-up call by 4 points. So even if they lost by 3 points with a good officiated game, I still see them in the same picture that they're right now. I see right now that they saw a lot of holes in Michigan State, whereas Michigan played a good game. It was just like, okay, you clearly saw that turn after that happened, and I think that they're taking that into an effect.
But at the end of the day, if Michigan State doesn't lose a game, they'll still be ranked ahead of us when it counts, and that's in the Big Ten.
And then they'll jump over.
It doesn't matter.
And that's where the whole dollar and the thing, like we're 6. Wait a minute. They went out, we still don't catch them. Brandon, your Sooners are sitting in a very precarious position. They are behind a couple of one-loss teams. However, they're pretty much the only ones outside the top 6 that can control their own destiny. What's your confidence level, let's say, on a scale of 1 to 10, that your boys will be able to run the table starting with Baylor and get that elusive 4th spot?
I'm going with a 9.
Woo! I'm very confident, huh?
The only thing that's really that's holding us back is honestly the defense. And I did see a note on Facebook. I was scrolling through. The only reason, and I don't know how credible this is, Facebook, people post all type of stuff. And I'm all about credibility. But I did see the reason we're ranked at number 8 is because of our inconsistent defense, according to the CFP, from what I heard. And that's the only reason that's keeping us out. Offense is clicking on all cylinders as we speak right now. Special teams, we have the best kicker in the nation right now. It's just the defense. But like I told you guys last week in the show, the only reason our defense is not doing well right now is because we had a lot of key players that were out. Now we're starting to get those players back. We played 9 games consistent, and now we had a bye week, and we're getting some of those players back. So I think we're going to be okay. I'm not worried about them. We can get it done in Waco today. Jerry Bohannon is struggling. But the only thing we really have to worry about is honestly their run game. They have one of the best run games in the nation right now.
Remember, I alluded to that last week, why I thought that's why they had them out. It's because of the lack of defense.
Yes.
Now, I will give Brandon credit on this. Now, this came after the show, maybe a few days after the show. I was reading on ESPN Plus an article about the teams that were still in it to make the playoffs. And one of the things that they highlighted about Oklahoma was the fact that their secondary, which was decimated basically the first couple of months of the season, they're getting back healthy, and that them being back in the lineup should make a difference with their defense, which should make a difference in how they look overall. So good job by you, Brandon, for giving us that inside scoop a few days early. See, that's why y'all watch the Extra Point. You want the inside scoop early. We got a guy right there on campus. So good job by you. Actually, the ESPN writers and the national beat writers agree with you on that. They said that this team should look notably different going down the stretch because they're getting a lot of pieces of their secondary back. And we know how people were throwing all over the lot against them early in the season. So we shall see about that.
I was gonna say, what we need is what everyone's wishing for is that Alabama loses, Oregon loses, then we have a Cincinnati in there, or a Big Ten, and then a Big 12. Just all clean it up, boom.
But I think even by them putting Alabama at number 2, that sends us a message that even if they lose that SEC championship game to Georgia, they're still going to be in that top 4. Because why else would
they
you?
I think they deserved it. I think they deserved it. Unless they lose to UT or something catastrophic in the next couple of weeks, if they lose in the SEC championship game, I still think that they should.
They won't do it. They won't do it. Not a 2-loss team when everybody else. There's a lot of undefeateds in there. There's no way.
She said Georgia.
Oh, Georgia's definitely going to be in there. Yeah.
Yeah, if Georgia if Georgia loses to Alabama, they'll still be in there.
No, so we may be looking at. I really think by them putting Alabama at 2, they are saying if they lose because they lost to the number 1 ranked team, if it's a close game, the final rankings they would not put them.
You know what? 4. And all hell should break loose if that happens. There ain't no way in hell you should lose 2 regular season games in your conference, 1 to an unranked team, and then you turn around and make the college football play. I wish they would. No, I'm telling you, we're gonna have to do the show from jail. I'll be behind bars talking about welcome.
Nobody knows the troubles I
drinking my cup against the guards. That better not. See, now you don't got my blood pressure all up on that. That better not happen. Let's move on to the NFL. We're halfway through the season, the 17-game season. So let's give out a mid-season award today. We're going to start with you, Michigan Mike. Who is your mid-season MVP?
We're always talking about, MVP or the GOAT status, the king at the top until someone else takes it away from you. Tom Brady, man. Come on. Tom Brady. He's been doing it at his age nonetheless. Not saying that should factor in age, but it is impressive that he came over from the AFC to the NFC, won a Super Bowl, and still going strong. I'm going with Tom Brady. I would say I almost picked Kyler Murray just because I am a fan of Kyler Murray, and it is impressive, especially his size. What is he, 5'5"? Come on. I'm always afraid when he gets tackled, but my problem with Kyler Murray was that last game for Arizona, they won handily without him. And for me, the MVP needs to be able to say, if you take them out of that team, can they do the same thing? You can definitely not. That will not be the same Buccaneers team if you take Tom Brady out.
But wait a minute, Mike. They beat the 49ers without Kyler Murray.
Excuse you.
Mm-hmm.
Michigan can beat the 49ers without Blake Corum today.
Shade.
He said,
I keyed. All right, T. Sizzle, you are up next. Who is your midseason MVP?
I have to go with old Lamar.
Okay, all right, Lamar Jackson, huh?
Even though he played, it absolutely, I could even say his game was terrible against Miami because he still had threw for over 240 something odd yards. I think he had 238 or something like that, which was more than Tua threw. in a losing effort. And then Lamar generates more yards per game than any quarterback had this season.
That is true.
So I mean, my money's on old Lamar.
It's on old Lamar. Okay, you know what? I'm not gonna hold Thursday against Lamar. He went back home to Florida on a Thursday. He knew he had the whole weekend ahead of him. He probably had Tisha, Lisa, Shonda, Renee, Connie. Oh, I'm sorry. I was ready to start doing what they want.
Then he met ice cream parlor.
And don't forget Paula and Carla. All right.
About 3 Tims.
As we move on in a hurry. Brandon, who is your midseason MVP?
Well, this is probably going to shock a lot of people, but I have to go with the Holland Park alum, Matthew Stafford. Like, he's playing lights out in LA. Like, a change of scenery was the best thing for him. Because we're seeing a whole different Matthew Stafford in LA. So I will have to go with Matthew Stafford. Matthew Stafford is just, playing lights out. He had receivers. It's not like he never had the receivers, but he has some like stars in LA. And now he just got the upgrade. We're going to talk about that later. But, I'm just loving how he's playing. I'm happy for him. That's what he needed.
Yo.
You know what? Brandon, you just stole all of my thunder there because Sizzle will tell you right now. I changed my pick really this morning right before the show to Matthew Stafford. It was Karen Rodgers, but I changed it to Matthew Stafford. Yes, it's Karen Rodgers.
Ron Rodgers.
Now, aside from what I guess in addition to piggyback off what Brandon was saying, Stafford leads the league in passing. He's top 5 in yards per attempt, touchdowns, passer rating. He's got the most explosive, talented offense in the league. And plus, when you talk about MVP, you talk about narratives. And the lovable loser from Detroit who always played through injury, who didn't have much talent around him, he goes to a better situation on the West Coast, and now he's balling out and getting his flowers. I think that makes for a good story. Now, as the Goon Squad checks in, Stiana checking in. Shouts out. She agrees with Tasha. She's going with Lamar for MVP. Shamika Nicole says it's Dak time in Dallas. Dak Prescott is your MVP. Shouts out to them boys. Yes, Karen Rodgers. You can see him on the phone right now calling the supervisor on somebody doing something. Now, Now, Stafford, in addition to all of the things he just said, has OBJ out there in LA. OB Chisel selected the Rams. I was shocked myself. But this is what I'm trying to wrap my mind around, and maybe you three can help me with this. Brandon, we're going to start with you. I got a question for you. Was OBJ's decision about ring chasing or about clout chasing, being out there in LA? What do you think?
I don't think it was necessarily ring chasing. I'm going to put it this way. Deshaun Jackson was just in LA, correct?
Correct.
He was the deep threat in LA, supposedly. Let's put it that way.
Let's air quote that.
Yes. But I think he's going to be the heir apparent. He's replacing Deshaun Jackson. I think he'll give better play as a deep threat. You know what I mean? You already have Cooper Kupp playing lights out. You have Robert Woods. You got Van Jefferson from Florida who's showing out now.
He is showing out.
So I think that was the best situation, honestly, for him to go to LA. And like I said, you got Matthew Stafford playing lights out right now. Like, this is the best I have seen Matthew Stafford play in a while since he had, Megatron. So I think that was the best thing for him. I don't think he's necessarily chasing the rings or anything, but he went what was the best fit for him.
Now, Shamika, you sit tight because you're going right along my line of thinking with this. T-Sizzle, is he ring chasing or is he clout chasing to be in another big market?
Doing anything for clout. They do anything for clout. Doing
Hey.
anything for clout. They do anything for clout. Because remember, I said the best team and the team that I thought had the best chance of getting to the Super Bowl is the Green Bay Packers. I think he wanted more likely to go to LA because I think they were, saying that it would be better for his girlfriend and him in that bigger market. But if you want a ring, you're going to do a Gary Payton Karl Malone. You're going to go to the place that's going to get you the best opportunity to get ring. The Lakers just didn't know that they were running up against the Detroit Pistons, who just happened to take it all that year when they were trying to chase that ring.
Right.
I mean, and I also think he went for the camaraderie, because he's kind of down with some of the foolishness, like, him and Von Miller. And then you got Jalen Ramsey, who's full of the foolishness.
Oh, my God. How many more stars do you need? Well, what is their salary cap? That's like a salary for Dora. What?
I mean, I think they had enough money because I think Cleveland only had to pay him, I think, $4 million. I can't remember. It's either 4 or 3 million. And then
Cleveland picked up the bulk of that. They transferred his money to a signing bonus,
Right. So LA had enough money to pay that. But then you're going somewhere again where you're not going to be the main target, because Cooper Kupp is on, like, projected to have the numbers that Calvin Johnson put up in 2012. And I think it's close to 2,000 receiving yards.
Cooper Kupp is quietly having what you would call an eye-popping season. I know people don't get to watch a lot of the Rams from here locally, unless it's like a Sunday or Monday night game. But Cooper Kupp has already got over 1,000 yards, and we got how many games left? Right, yeah. He's on some Calvin Johnson, Mike.
But I think he went, because his friends are there. I mean, that's really what I believe. His friends are there, and then it's nothing to do in Green Bay, in the middle of the winter.
I want to start out by saying I agree with y'all about Stafford. I also want to say congrats to all of his alumni, because George is doing really well. Highland Park just won their playoff game. Like, he's doing really well in all of his past teams. For OBJ, I think it's definitely both. I think for LA, being in LA, how can you not, LeBron's over here, welcome you in. Hey, let's hang out, have some dinner. Like, who doesn't want that?
His friends,
right? And as far as Super Bowl chances, definitely. I mean, he goes from 40% pass team to like a 65% pass team. So definitely a lot more chance to do some damage, even if it is minimal. He is going to make a one-on-one matchup. Like, he's definitely going to want. What receiver doesn't want a one-on-one matchup to at least show what you can do? And then plus, before season started, I said that the Cowboys were going to lose to the Rams in divisional round. So
that's a lie, and the truth ain't in you.
That's
there. A lie, because OBJ defense, and somebody got to tackle Zeke and Pollard and CeeDee Lamb.
They tackle themselves. Come on now.
See, don't get me off track here, because we're gonna talk about the Cowboys. Brandon, let me ask you this: if you're trying to be a Hall of Famer, is this the best place to be, or are you only thinking about being there on a 1-year rental? Because Cooper Kupp is Stafford's guy. If they try to push him to the back burner, I think their team will implode offensively. You're gonna have to eat behind him. Robert Woods, he's got to get his big piece of chicken. Yep. Like you said, Van Jefferson, he's no slouch. They got Tyler Higbee.
What? You watch too much Everybody Hates Chris.
I was just watching the show. It comes on Saturday morning before the show. Jesus does me. Yes, he does. But if you're trying to be a Hall of Famer and put up Randy Moss numbers, Brandon, is this a good fit for you long term, or you just want to get your ring and run up your value and be a free agent again?
No, I don't think that's the best fit as far as you're trying to be a Hall of Famer, because I mean you gotta share the bread with all the other receivers. You got Cooper Kupp, right. You got Van Jefferson, you got Robert Woods, Tyler Higbee. I mean, you got some Sony Michel in the backfield, some Darrell Henderson in the backfield. So I mean, it's kind of like he's in a situation like he was in Cleveland. If he's trying to have that stardom again, LA wouldn't be the best place for him to be. If he's trying to do that.
That's why I'm curious about the move. Like, okay, now I get what Tasha says. When they show the national televised games, like even with the Titans game, you see the Denzels in the stands. You see LeBron there. You see all these celebrities there. SoFi Stadium is supposed to be this beautiful mosaic now. That's the place to be to come hang out and watch a winning product on the field.
It's by a lake. It's beautiful scenery.
Lake Is that really a selling point by a lake? I mean, you got Lake Erie in Cleveland.
I mean, come on. That is a...
Don't do it. Don't do it. We got viewers up there in Ohio, although we hate y'all the day after Thanksgiving. You know that. Okay, so moving on. Mike about to get us in trouble with the Cowboy fans. Stop trolling.
Yeah, let's do
I'll
it.
give you a chance to crap on the Cowboys. That your time is coming. But before that, Cam Newton went from jab to job. Who knew? Cam Newton is back in the league. Tasha, sit your butt down.
Man, I'm loving these memes coming out too. They have him first him walking through the locker room and it's like some crazy weird.
Brandon, do you like this move of them bringing back Cam Newton? And do you think that they're sitting at 8 right now, a game behind 4-4 Atlanta for the seventh seed and a wild card spot? Do you think Cam Newton's addition can put Carolina over the hump with a healthy McCaffrey back?
No.
No.
I don't know why would they go back and get Cam. I mean, I have to see how he plays under Matt Rule, but I just don't see it working out. No, I don't. Like, I didn't celebrate when he went to Carolina. I'm just like, oh, he went to Carolina. And I don't know if y'all saw the memes that the Island Boys are back, where they got him and Robbie Anderson. I was like, yeah, crazy hair. You know what I mean?
Wait a minute. Oh, excuse me. Hold on. Let's peel back the curtain a little bit. Now, for those who don't know, Brandon is a New England fan. Do you have some New England hate towards him because of how he performed in New England last year?
Actually, no, because it was nice to have him there, the veteran presence, but I just didn't think that was the answer. And it proved he wasn't the answer for us.
Right. Now, Shamika says he was all at homecoming knowing he was going to get a job. Don't you love that weekend? Like, right after you get hired for a job on a Wednesday and you start on Monday, that weekend, you like, I got a job. What y'all want to go do this weekend? Shouts out to Cam Newton. Mike, is this going to make a difference? Is he going to dab on him once again? Can he bring back 2015? I mean, he's got to run CMC back.
No, I don't think so. I think he will be able to dab and have a little fun with the team again. But I think it's a little too late, especially this far in the season. This season, he's definitely not going to do anything. Maybe next season, but it's not the same Cam. I don't see that. I didn't even see that with him in New England. Yeah. That's him getting tackled. Do it sideways.
Oh, that's him about to dab on someone. You're talking about some getting tackled. Tasha T. Sizzle, is this a homecoming like I'm coming home, P. Diddy, or is this a homecoming like New Edition's homecoming where the tour didn't last but 3 dates?
It's going to be the latter. Because when he was having the full season, his last year there, he wasn't doing much. But my theory on that about players who, contracted COVID, sometimes the majority of them, they come back, they ain't too right, except for Lamar. Now he's proven things to be a little bit different, but it's just.
But they walk around with no shoes on in the summertime down there in Florida. They built different.
So, and it's like the way the Panthers organization, like Mike was saying, even though the memes were laughing at the memes, the Panthers organization has been putting so much into social media, to promote him, that I really think they think he's going to save the team. It's to the point when Sam Darnold comes back healthy, he might as well just get clipboard, just put the headset on and just call the season himself.
Darnold is boo-boo. Sam Darnold needs a diaper. He needs some Desitin. How you hold their little legs up and scoop and toss.
Well, the funny thing is,
Sam Darnold
all these new quarterbacks that they're saying like, get them out. They weren't the quarterback that we thought that they were. Now everyone's talking about how they just need some more development. I'm like,
Sam Darnold is awful. If Cam Newton can't beat out Sam Darnold, now I get with what happened in New England. Because that kid, Mac Jones, seems like that he's going to be a quality NFL starter. He may not ever win an MVP. He may not ever be like all pro, but he's going to be a solid playoff caliber NFL starter for a playoff caliber team. I think that he's going to be all right. Sam Darnold? No, I don't think so. Cam? One more time on him? We rooting for you, bruh. But stay out of the clubs. Stay out of the clubs. Shouts out to Langston Moore checking in. The Pearl Cone pulled off an upset in the playoffs. Our alma mater. They beat an undefeated team. Our new grandpa is happy. You can see this grandbaby right there. Heavy shouts out. Hey, did you ever think you'd see a softer, kinder Langston? Being a grandfather has really
It's funny, Mike, you say that because my hat is Jordan too. The Jordan emblem is in the back.
Yeah, see? Oh, I know. That's why I said it.
He was a bad boy back in high school. He would put up 2,000 yards on the worst team that we had in the city. Was our alma mater, Pearl Cone. Now they are perennial state champions. Shouts out to them. Now, let's talk about them boys, Mike, since you want to start throwing shots at the throne. Now, last week, coming off a 6-game winning streak, they run into a Denver team at home, and before you went for a second helping of Miss Winter's mashed potatoes, they were down 30-0 in the fourth quarter. 30-0 in the NFL? Jacksonville and the Jets don't even get done up like that. 30-0? Brandon, let me start with you because you got some sense. You was raised right. Is this just a blip on the radar last week? Or are the Cowboys starting to cowboy?
Well, I think they're starting to cowboy.
No!
Yeah. I mean, the thing about it is Denver is good. Don't get me wrong. But they have struggled. They started off undefeated, and they started down spiraling, And also shout out to Baron Brown. And sorry, my cousin's Baron Wortham. But
Wait a minute. Baron Wortham is your cousin?
Yeah, you didn't know that?
He was a Titan.
Yes.
A great Titan.
By marriage.
Hey, man, we family.
But yeah,
Baron Wortham, he was a bad boy. Keep going. I'm sorry.
Yes, no, you're good. Baron Brown, and he's from Kennedale, Texas. He's actually playing for the Denver Broncos, and he dominated a homecoming game for him. So that was the best time to do it, against the hometown.
Right. You ain't making no friends today, Brandon.
Right back at you, Langston. I love you, man.
But wait a minute. You tap dancing, you slide like Sidney Poitier, but what's your answer? You said the Cowboys are starting to cowboy, right?
Yeah.
So you think that this slide is going to continue?
Yes, I mean they'll get some more wins, but I don't see them going any further. They talk about Super Bowl. They always say that every year we're going to the Super Bowl. When is it going to happen? I've been here for 25 years, and they won the year before I was born. So when are y'all going to win a Super Bowl? Tell me. I tell them every time.
Oh my God! Can we get out of this segment quick? And I still got these two to go. Oh, this is not going well. I'm gonna pick like putting the bullet in the revolving spirit. What Tasha, you next?
This is my favorite time of year when the Cowboys. It's almost like that Homer Simpson meme when he has on one hat and he goes back and comes back. But in this case, he's wearing the same hat. He's wearing the same Cowboys outfit because, again, the Cowboys are gonna cowboy if they don't do anything else. All
history is on your side, T. Sizzle. This is hurting my heart right now.
And I was actually rooting for the Cowboys because I love when the Cowboys lose. I love it. Like I said, this is my favorite time of year when they start.
It's the most wonderful time of the year.
And I keep telling you, the best product they put on that field is their dancing girls.
Now you got a question from the comment section. Can we get you to answer that on wax?
Again, Langston, like I have to tell everyone else because I get hot when they try to troll me about my team. I'm not in denial about the futility of my team, but Cowboys fans always are in denial. I know when my team is bad. Right? No, y'all not. I know when my team is bad. When they start playing good, I say maybe this year. But when I start seeing the decline, I immediately accept it for what it is.
You know the question I hate the most on a Monday morning? Are y'all still them boys?
They do the little picture like that.
Mike, you get you close to show on this segment. What do you think? Are the Cowboys starting to cowboy, or was that just a little roadblock, just a little speed bump?
The Dallas Cowboys. No. I'm agreeing with Brandon. I've always said this. November, December is like Dallas Cowboys kryptonite. It's like embedded. It was, I don't know, they sold their soul or something after those championships. But November comes along, first game. I agree that they're going to win a couple more, but this is definitely not the Super Bowl caliber Cowboys that everyone, or I guess Cowboys fans are wanting.
Cowboy fans, I need y'all to take a deep breath, inhale, exhale, relax, relate, then release. That was just a blip on the radar. They got punched in the mouth. They were not expecting Denver to come in there. First of all, it was so much orange in there. I thought we was at a Clemson game. I was like, well, wait a minute, where are the fans? The fans, I blame the fans.
Again, the Cowboys are going to Cowboys from the team.
Hey, Langston, stick around. The Titans are coming up next. We're equal opportunity basher. The Titans are coming up next. But Cowboy fans, just relax. Zeke looked a little gimpy. I think that Vic Fangio definitely outcoached McCarthy in that sense. They brought pressure. They got beat up on both sides of the ball up front. It was all for Teddy Bridgewater. Teddy two gloves, looking like the second coming of Dan Marino. That's not going. That was a fluke. Atlanta comes to town this week. Don't nothing get you better than Robitussin, a Goody Powder, and playing the Falcons.
And watch. You'll see all those Cowboys fans selling their tickets. There'll be a whole bunch of Atlanta Falcons fans.
Do that. They did that with Denver, and Denver took over their stadium like San Francisco in 2014.
That's a shame right there.
Cowboys jersey, I'm feeling like a visitor.
Nope.
That was Caps last year, by the way. I actually got to see them play live. That was pretty cool. It wasn't pretty cool riding back with Tasha talking about some Niner Nation or whatever the hell that. Let's move on. So, a few hours later, after the Cowboys debacle, we had the Tennessee Titans go on national TV in the SoFi Stadium with no Derrick Henry and not just beat the Rams. They beat the Rams, beat them down defensively. They hadn't looked that good since 2000. They looked really strong. They put a great performance out there. But I'm too far in the forest to see the trees. Y'all know that. I can't be objective. So I'm going to sit this one out. Then I need y'all to tell the people objectively, was that a fluke? Or is Tennessee really the best team in the AFC? We'll start with you, Mike.
I would say both. And I know you don't like the both answer, but
I don't like the both answer. Put that up.
It was a fluke. It was a fluke that the Rams played that bad. But it was also not a fluke because the Titans have increased in their defensive game. So
Jeffrey Simmons, Mississippi State.
I will say that they have improved their defense, which is, I mean, now is the time that you want to get that going because that's definitely going to be for the AFC Championship. I agree. I think they're right.
Quick, Mike, just a number to back you up. Last year, they had 19 sacks the entire season. This year, they have 23 with 8 games left to play. Keep going.
Yeah, so I think right now, definitely the best AFC team, right? I mean, you can't say anything else other than that.
Okay,
my only factor is Derrick Henry. Like, that's the run game. I want to see that coming back. That's the only thing I'm afraid of.
Adrian Peterson, the Boomer Sooner himself. Hey, he got it. Hey, when you see Adrian get on that paint and do this, it's a good day. My mama said,
he's on my team.
I've seen him before. I'm like, Mama, that's Adrian Peterson. She was like, what? Who?
Picked him up.
She was like, that baby better run. She's a big AP fan. Tasha, was that a fluke or the Titans really that won? Are they really the real deal?
No, I think it was a fluke. Because like Mike said, I didn't expect LA to come out and play that bad as they did. I mean, Stafford Jeffrey, like I said, Jeffrey Simmons, clanger. I mean, didn't he have like 2 sacks back to back on Stafford or something of that nature?
Yes,
Stafford threw
and
those
one led to a pick 6.
Right, and Stafford threw those 2 interceptions. Again, I told you they're the Titans without Travis Henry, without Derrick Henry.
Did he get you pregnant too?
who is the team?
He got 20 babies.
Hey, let that man.
Literally, no, he got like 15 kids.
But remember, I told you, I said he is the T in the Titans. And, you know, AP, all day Adrian Peterson. He came out, valiant effort. I think he had 10 attempts and 21 yards. And who's, I don't know, the other one running back.
You don't have to say that.
I mean, no, I was going to say that to show that the other running back only had 24 yards. And
see, now I'm thinking fluke. Let's move on to Brandon. Brandon, help me out here. Was that a fluke or the Titans really the best team in the AFC?
I think they're the best team in the AFC.
All right, do tell.
Honestly, do. Because we thought the Bills were going to be the best, and look what's happening to them.
Right. They lost to Jacksonville, of all people.
How? You just gave us Patriots fans hope.
Yeah, Patriots still in it. Now let's just the Titans will do Titan stuff too. Don't act like they got to. I was trying to bring up the ring.
Langston,
okay.
Langston, I tell Paul that all the time. That the Titans.
I don't want to hear that all the time. Brandon, I'm sorry, we were so rude to interrupt. Keep telling us what the Titans
But Langston put it up. I had to get my point out.
Like I say, they're the best team right now. And we're talking like right now. I'm not saying like what's going to happen down the line. You have to prove. You have to prove it. You know what I mean? But your question was, are they the best team in the AFC right now, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so I gave you your answer.
So next week, see, there go your journalistic integrity. Didn't nobody ask you to have no integrity on the show? I need some help. Like, and the thing is, I wouldn't have asked y'all if I didn't have a seed. Like, that's kind of flukish. I mean, the way we beat Buffalo with the him slipping on the 1 yard line and not getting the touchdown, and then we did smoke Kansas City. Indianapolis is Indy. Without Derrick Henry, I think if they played again this Sunday night, I think the Rams would have something off for them and put it on them. So thank God we got that game out the way. I want to gas myself up, but like Langston says, we'll put it up one more time. Titans will do Titan stuff, like win 3 in a row and then lose to the Jets. So stay tuned, Titans fans. We shall see. Let's go over to the NBA. Now, I don't know if y'all saw this game the other night, but Nikola Jokic and the Denver Nuggets were playing the Miami Heat. And that damn Marcus Morris, the bully that he's been his entire career, dating back to Kansas, hit Jokic with a cheap shot, and Jokic turned around and leveled him and knocked him to the ground. But that's not the story. They both got ejected. They both got suspended. But the story is, after the game, Marcus's twin brother Marquise jumped in the fray, threatening Jokic, and Jokic's brothers created a Twitter account saying, "We want the smoke." Now, if y'all don't know what these brothers look like, let me throw this up here real quick while we go to Mike. Mike, first of all, do you think that was cool that Jokic finally defended himself, because he does get bullied a lot? And two, who are you taking in a straight-up fist fight? The Morris twins or the Jokic brothers?
I'm taking the Jokic brothers. They don't look like somebody messing with. So I saw them too. And I don't know if y'all heard what Shaq said in response, but he was like, you can't be that big and do something like that and then just turn your back on somebody. Like, you got to be ready for that smoke to come back. And so I'm glad that he actually stood up for himself. His brothers probably were like, hey, man, we can't have you out there disgracing our name by just getting pushed around. Like, someone does that to you, got to stand up for yourself. So I think that's what happened. He pushed him back, which I totally agree with. Like, that was I guess a bad sportsman play. That was bad. And
it's just like him rolling up on Luka's ankle in the playoffs in the bubble 2 years ago. He's a dirty player.
He is a dirty player.
He's always been a dirty player.
Yep.
Tasha, you see the picture up on the screen. Look at these four brothers. If they were about to square off right in the middle on TSU's campus, who are you taking in a fist fight?
Now, it's two sides to this. If you're talking about a straight up fist fight, I'm going to go with the Morris twins, simply because remember when they Peter rolled some dude that they thought was messing around with their mother, they stole on that man. He was sitting with another woman at just a regular rec league basketball game, and they came in and dropped them filth board bees on that man. But
they've been beating people up since the 80s.
Right. Now,
I heard it was a cheap shot too.
Mike.
I don't know what kind of shot he got, but he got his ass whooped. Now, but if you're talking about who gonna come on and bring that thunder, it's them Jokic boys. Mike, remember,
right?
You said anybody whose last names end in an itch, you do not know their circumstances. Those boys are from Serbia, and like somebody had on Twitter, remember what they did to Denzel in Training Day, even though those were Russians, but still, it's European itches. You can't mess with those type of people.
Right. Now, Brandon, you saw the picture posted up there. Who you just happen to see them just arguing in the middle of the street. Who would you put your money on if you had to bet the guy standing next to you?
I'm going with the Jokic brothers because you don't mess with those foreign, those European boys. I'm telling you, Russians, Siberia, wherever you talking about, you don't mess with them boys.
Right?
Yeah, they're Serbs. They are Serbian.
Yeah,
and like Mike said, their last name ends in itch. You don't know their circumstances.
Yeah, you don't play with them. I mean, the Morris brothers, they from Philly. They might got a little hood in them, but I'm sorry, when it comes down to them foreign boys, you don't mess with them.
There's one thing of having guns in the neighborhood. There's another thing of having rocket launchers and bombs and wearing leather coats in July. Like, you don't want that smoke, Morris twins. You're too old. And
not just wearing a leather coat in July, but wearing a leather coat in winter when we all know leather don't stop no cold.
It sure don't. That's just for sure. They hide something under that. Look, brothers out there worldwide listening. Now, when you're in a setting where you try to pick on somebody from the opposite race to throw hands and they walk up on you, you might need to back down because they not scared of all of that hoopla.
And they even got tickets.
We can close it on this. Rick said it best.
They right. Yeah.
I mean, they bought tickets to the next Heat game because they was ready to walk up on that Morris boy. They bought tickets to the Heat game.
I need you to repeat that real quick.
Created a Twitter account. They bought tickets to the Miami Heat's game just so they could. I mean, that's intimidation.
Like instantly. I'm talking about as soon as that happened. Boom, bought it.
They were going to sit that game.
It was on Expedia.com. Like, hey, what's your password, bro?
They be like,
yeah.
Morris twins, there's one thing for you to be trying to clip a 21-year-old Luka in the playoffs and trying to punk him in the playoffs. It's a whole nother deal when you're dealing with these Jokic brothers. And I swear, if we really put a private investigator on them, we find some bodies buried. Them boys want the smoke. And like you said, they bought tickets to the next game. Jimmy Butler, Bam Adebayo, all y'all need to take a what do they call that? The rest when in the NBA. What are they? Load management. It's time for y'all to manage because that ain't what it is.
Yeah, Butler too. I was like, man, you better sit down.
Butler, you better sit down. Candace Parker can whoop him.
He let you know he from A-Town.
I get it, but when you say, hey, I don't play that, I'm from North Nashville, and he says, I'm from Serbia.
Yeah, right. That accent.
You got this, bro. I'm going to go on and get in the car and get on up out of here because my baby's at home. They need food. My wife need clothes. All right, here we go. Scottie Pippen. Now, last week, we were joking about Scottie Pippen, just joking. Like, we get it, you're trying to sell a book. But now I'm worried about you, Scotty. Scotty, let me lower my voice. Scott, what's wrong, bro? Who hurt you? Because your attacks on MJ now are becoming, they're becoming like single white female-ish. Like, I know you haven't seen that movie, Brandon, because it came out when you was born. But you're looking like a stalker now, Scotty. Why you got so much smoke for MJ? Mike, what's going on?
It's MJ. MJ hurt him. So now, he's going through his feelings and he's like, you know what? That did affect me. Or, you know what? That did. Now I'm, I don't even know how old he is, but, that did affect how.
Damn near 50, in his 50s.
Man, just sit down in your rocker, go have some coffee, watch some TV from afar. May Jane's coffee, right? And have that peppermint thing. Shout out, that was a cool video. But yeah, man, he's being extra right now. Like, go sit down. You are ruining your reputation right now by just trying to start something that everyone knows is like done with. They're like, oh, you still talking about that? It's like one of those fights that's over with, but then the other person that got beat up is like still tries to swing. You're like, oh man, just
nah, bro. We saved you from that knockdown. Brandon, are you losing respect for Scottie Pippen with all of this foolishness?
I mean, of course. My thing is, if I was his age, I'll be chilling on the beach, Bora Bora, something. You know what I mean? Like y'all say, he's too old for that. He needs to move around. Just take it what it is. A loss is a loss. And
yes. And the thing is, though, Brandon, what did you lose? You won 6 titles. You was able to make a name off yourself. Your name is still relevant because of Michael Jordan, and that's a damn lie. We traumatized him. If anything, we would traumatize you. Would have seen you, right? He said, "Write a book, Langston." No, don't do that. But like I agree with Brandon. As you will, and me and Tasha, we can really see eye to eye on this. As we get ready to get into Scotty's world, the last thing I'm thinking about is who hurt me 30 years ago. 30 years ago. And did he really hurt you? Like, he didn't. Let me cough on this because Mike was a bad boy. He didn't sleep with your lady. He didn't like cause you to get off the team. He didn't kick you off the team. You got your 6 rings. Like, you can't. There was nothing else that went on in your life that's worth reading about other than Michael Jordan hurt you. Tasha, help me out here.
I think it was all that pent up frustration from when the. What's the documentary? I can't even think of it. The last dance. It was exposed that he pretty much was a bitch and that Jordan was running things. Scotty, you need to be appreciative. Exactly, Scotty, you need to be appreciative of everything that Jordan has allowed you to have. You wouldn't have had that leather 50th anniversary team, top 50 at the All-Star game halftime show if it was not for Jordan. You wouldn't
be on the dream team either. We know that Michael had picked you to be on the dream team.
Mike picked you. You wouldn't have been able to get the caliber of women that you got if you had not been no, I'm serious. I'm not even going to the salacious end of that.
Oh, okay.
You would not have been able to get that caliber of woman had you not been out there, because there was no social media. Because now you can get these Insta thoughts who hook up with these lesser named players just because they're in the league. Insta thoughts.
You learn something new every day on the Extra Point.
Who can hook up with these lower caliber NBA players just because they're in the NBA? There was no social media, so Scotty, you were able to attain pretty much most of what. Not saying your drive and determination, because he had 6 or 7 brothers and sisters, and he wanted to take care of his family. But everything that you were able to obtain, you got that because Jordan brought the team up to a certain level. Now, I'm not taking anything away from Mike.
You got a question here, though.
I mean, but he did. Look at Scottie Pippen. Look at Scottie. I'm serious. And it's not just Scottie Pippen. I see this with athletes everywhere. If they did not have if they did not have money, fame, and wealth, these women would not be interested in them. And playing with the Bulls, winning championships, being around Jordan, and I think Gayle King said this perfectly, like how Oprah is the cup and the coffee. Gayle is salt.
May James coffee.
Yes, May James coffee. Gayle is the saucer. So everything that runs out of that cup land on that saucer, and Gayle got it. And so Gayle made her muppets. You do not see Gayle King out here complaining about something that Oprah did to her when pretty much everything. Yeah, I mean, Gayle was accomplished herself, but she wasn't Oprah.
We know Gayle's name now. If I saw Gayle King at Walmart in the checkout line, I don't know her. Like, that's Oprah's friend. That's Gayle King. Yeah. I'm not mad at that. If I gotta be the salsa in life, then let the coffee, let the May James drip down off the side of the cup. Like, y'all are the coffee, I'm the salsa. I don't mind at all. I'll just slap up all the rest of the coffee.
We're the saucers. I know I'm the saucer.
No. Y'all are the coffee. Y'all provide the hot takes. I just ask the questions. Like I got the easiest job on here, so I get it. And I don't have a problem with that. You know what I'm saying? Like,
but now after all of these years, Scotty has a problem admitting that he was the saucer.
I think that's him issue. That's something that he had to take care of, because I mean it's like that a lot. You see that in a lot of sports. You see that in life, period, where sometimes it just works out that way. Somebody take lead and you support them. That's all you do.
And we see that a lot with siblings too, with the old sibling rivalry and they got married and they got a bigger house, or they got this, so we got to go. No, Scotty, and besides, we rock with you because we know that you was with Jordan, but it's not a thing where we look any less on you. It's you saying that your back being hurt was bigger than the flu game. It's you saying that you regret not giving him your condolences when his father passed. Like, you foul. Like
you don't hear Horace Grant complaining. You don't hear Dennis Rodman out here complaining. You don't hear Bill Cartwright out here complaining. You don't hear Will Purdue out here complaining. You don't hear it. You're not going to do that. You don't hear Steve Kerr. You don't hear any of those guys complaining about what they attained because of playing alongside a Michael Jordan.
Right. I get to play with Jordans every Saturday from 9 to 10, and I'm going to just get my rings and go on off into the sunset. I ain't worried about a thing. Like, y'all get out front, and when y'all get back, there'll be some porridge on the stove, some cornbread, whatever you need.
What are we, Jamaican? Porridge and yellow rice?
No, Scotty needs to go to Red Table Talks with Will and Jada, because ain't none of them happy. You know what? We're going to move on that. But send them to Red Table Talks. Will and Jada, y'all need to SYAD. Sick of y'all. We don't care about those sex
stop talking.
We don't care. Hot picks. Let's move on in a hurry. Now, Brandon, there's a big game on tap. The Michigan Wolverines at the Nittany Lions. Who are you taking in this game?
Honestly, I'm not going to lie to you. I want the Nittany Lions to win. I really do.
Ooh,
how do you close his?
Yeah, you acting like Scottie Pippen right now.
Yeah, close his box.
Smoke. Wait a minute, Mike. Ain't you rooting against Oklahoma today? We're gonna find out. Tasha, does they get it done today on the road at PSU in a game they normally lose?
Ooh, everything in me
is Blake Corum today. I'm worried without no Blake Corum today.
Ooh, see, everything in me wants to say yes, and I'm going to say yes simply because I'm rocking my maize cap. But
it looks very nice.
Thank you. It's going to be very, very tough. It is because, again, remember I told you Penn State is now out here skating out of stick just like Purdue is, but Penn State is because they don't want to lose this game. It's at home. It's not going to be a whiteout. The game comes on in the daytime, but it's going to be tough. But of course, as always, I'm going blue.
Mike, how many points is Michigan going to win by? Let's just hear it.
Well, I will say I think they did confirm that it was going to be a whiteout.
Okay.
Because I think there was some scandalous about Michigan wanting to do yellow on yellow, and then they were like, we didn't approve that. Anyways, we'll see how it comes out.
Thursday Night Football?
Oh, I'm glad they stopped that on Thursday Night Football, by the way. So you got the Wolverines, Mike?
Yeah, I'm gonna take that swing. It started out as Penn State winning by 1, I believe, and now it's Michigan winning by 1. So, I actually put money on it. So, I'm going to go with Michigan winning by more than 1.
All right. Well, then step right there, Mike, because we're going to start with you and go back around. Baylor, 13th ranked in the nation, is taking on 8th ranked Oklahoma in a big-time college football playoff implication game. Who you got, Mike, Baylor or Oklahoma?
I got Oklahoma easy. I don't like that Baylor was ranked at 13 after 2 losses. Like, they are not better than Ole Miss. They're not even close.
Game today too.
Well,
so I'm gonna jump in with you right now. I'm gonna go ahead. I'm going with Oklahoma as well. I'm anxious to see about their revamped secondary, but I just like Mr. Williams at quarterback. Now Mr. Mims at wide receiver is looking like the parade All-American he should have been. Now that he's got a new quarterback in there throwing him the ball, I'm gonna go with Oklahoma. Tasha T. Sizzle. Uh-oh. You can hurt his feelings. He hurt ours.
I'm not thinking about him.
You love him. You love him. We know that.
Ain't about you, Willie Earl. It's just the fact that, since, like Mike said, they got that 13 ranking. They're trying to make a name for themselves too, and I think they're going to play. And it's in Waco. They're going to come out with a vengeance, and that's kind of what I think.
Okay, so you going Lone Wolf?
Yeah.
You going Lone Wolf with Baylor? Well, let's get a howl out of you. All right, Lone Wolf in the house. We got a nice little howl. There we go. All right, let's move on to the.
It's not going to be like a blowout. I think it's either way. It's going to be a close game, but I'm going to go with Baylor. for the.
I'll be watching Michigan, so y'all keep me updated.
Hold up.
In the NFL, we have.
Hold up. You can't skip me.
Okay, look.
He's definitely
He gotta say Baylor. Let me find out.
Right. I'm sorry. I just assumed. What you got today for us? What's the score? Who should we look out for?
Well, let me say this. I'm going with the Sooners, of course. I don't know if you guys remember the best comeback in college football in 2019, where they were up on us by 30-some points, and we came back with Jalen Hurts at quarterback to win. I think it's not going to be like that this time. It's going to be a blowout this time because, like I say, Nick Bonito coming through those trenches. We stopping that run game. Caleb had one of his best games today.
I do like that kid. I like his moxie. I'm a fan of his. He's doing all right.
Yes.
Okay. So you saying what's a blowout to you? 14 points or more?
Yes, I'll say 14 points or more.
Fair.
We're gonna play like the Sooners that they predicted us to be.
Look, Langston, you're gonna be nice to the newbie.
I mean, I want Oklahoma to win because I'm really want to know when it comes down to those Final Four, what they're going to do with Oklahoma. I want Oklahoma to win. I really do.
I do too, because I think that just creates so much chaos. Only because if Michigan wins out, we control our own destiny. They'll be leapfrogging Cincinnati and some other teams.
No, we can't because Michigan State.
Yeah.
They have to have 2 losses in the Big Ten.
Wait, come on now. Do we need to really go into? Is Michigan State going to go into Ohio State and beat them?
I mean, they have to beat Purdue. They have to beat Purdue. I mean, no. Who do they play today?
Michigan State plays Ohio State next week, and they're not going to win.
Who does Michigan State play?
Who?
Who does Michigan State play today?
They play at 3:00, but I'm not sure who they play.
I think it's like Indiana or Illinois, one of those.
And did y'all know this? Did y'all know this? I did not realize Kenneth Walker III was a transfer, and he came from Wake Forest. Never knew that.
Yes, and he's a Heisman candidate. He put up 5 touchdowns on us. I don't like him.
That's crazy. That's
I
crazy.
I don't like him.
I don't like him. All right. On to the NBA. I'm sorry, the NFL. We have Green Bay, who will be getting back Aaron Rodgers, versus Seattle, who will be getting back Russell Wilson. Brandon, we'll start with you. Who you got?
I gotta go with Russell because he's been on my RR for the longest, so I'm ready for
him
your
fantasy team
dominate.
Right, huh?
Yes, finally, because I had to deal with Kirk Cousins and Ryan Tannehill for the last couple of weeks.
And I can't even lie. Ryan Tannehill is a great game manager, but he's not a great fantasy quarterback.
No, not at all.
All right, and MSU plays Maryland. Good job by you, Michigan Mike. So you're going with Seattle.
Yes, sir.
You going with the Fighting Sierras, or you going with Karen?
Oh, these are so hard for me. I'm gonna go with Lion Rogers.
Look, we're gonna just leave it there then, Mike.
Yep, I'm gonna take Green Bay as well.
Seattle, the Fighting Sierras come out, and she does the old video at halftime where she's doing that on top of that hoopty. Boom, 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 boom. All right, sorry. We're gonna go with Seattle in Russell Wilson's return. Now, Brandon, this is a big-time game in the AFC that not many people may pay attention to. We have the Cleveland Browns versus the New England Patriots. Lots on the line here for both teams. Who gets it done? Cleveland minus OBJ or New England? Who you got?
I'm gonna go with Bama. Bama quarterback.
Bama?
Yeah, Matt Jones.
Oh, I was like,
it's OU versus Bama, and this time I'm about to go Bama.
Okay, because I know you showed on sleep. I was like, no, we doing okay. I got you. So you going with Mac Jones and New England. Mike, who you got?
I'm gonna go with Cleveland. I'm gonna say they actually show up because they're trying to make a point that it was OBJ. So I think Cleveland.
They do well without him. Tasha?
I'm gonna go Cleveland as well. Because like Mike said, I think now they're in the you see, I'll show you.
I'm going with Cleveland as well. So Brandon, you're the lone wolf on that. Can we get a howl out of you?
Oh,
there we go. We got a lone wolf in the house. New England. Let me put a star by that one. All right, we have KC versus Oakland in a must-win game for Kansas City on Sunday Night Football. Tasha T. Sizzle, we come to you first. Who gets it done, the Raiders or the Chiefs?
The Raiders just win, baby.
Oh, really? Okay. That would bury Kansas City, by the way. Brandon, who you got?
Hey, I gotta go with KC. I'm not a fan of Oakland Raiders. I think they're gonna eventually turn up the notch and do something different.
I'm a Titans fan who needs them to lose, Oakland to lose, so I'm going to go with Kansas City as well. Mike?
This is a hard pick for me, so I'm gonna go with the Raiders.
You're going with the Raiders. Okay. All right. So we split down the middle on that. We'll roll. Now, last week I was the lone wolf that picked the Titans over the Rams. Oh,
You and Mike Tirico.
Me and Mike Tirico, Viva France. All right, now this is the battle of the no running back having offense this Sunday. So this should be on even playing field. No Derrick Henry for Tennessee. Alvin Kamara's got a knee injury. He's been ruled out for Sunday. Oh my God, this game is going to be on like ESPN 13. Like,
this should be the Boo Boo Bowl.
No, the Titans can't be in the Boo Boo Bowl. In this week's Boo Boo Bowl, we have the Kingless Titans versus the Kamara-less Saints. Mike, who you got?
I got the Titans, easy.
Easy. Brandon, who you got?
I got the Titans because who do the Saints have right now?
Nobody.
Who can do it like me?
Nobody. Get it, Mike.
Come on, Mike, with the vibrato.
Soul like Tasha, how do you follow that up?
I'm going with the Titans.
That means that the Saints gonna win because we all picked the Titans. Let me take that crown
in the voice of Quantum Cash, the Tennessee Titans.
Are you a Tennessee Titan? That was the jam. That was good stuff today. Brandon, are you gonna be able to get a nap in before 11? You gonna be able to watch your game?
I'm actually getting ready to go meet a friend to eat some barbecue.
Boy, to be 20 again. You know, when you just keep that motor going. That's what's up.
Yes, sir.
Mike, you got any parting shots? Anything we need to look for this week?
Yeah, I do. I want to say shout out to UTSA. It's my brother's alumni right there. They're undefeated still and being disrespected at 23. You tell them, the only difference in Cincinnati is that they have one ranked win. So that ranked win is costing like 20 ranking spots. I don't agree with. I definitely think that they should be up at least in the teens somewhere.
Forget you, Langston. Tasha, you got any parting shots?
Yes, I do. One is near and dear to our hearts. I like to send a shout out and some quick recovery and prayers to our little niecey Pooh, the daughter of our good friend Stiana, Miss Elia Soledad Fernandez. She tore her ACL in a basketball game. She's in the 7th grade. She's going to have she's had MRIs and things, and they're going to see one more person before they decide on surgery or not. So we're going to send our best wishes, and Auntie's giving you a big hug.
Uncle's giving you a big pat. That's right, Langston.
We call her Lily, even though her name is Lily. So shouts out to our little Aaliyah.
Yes, that's awful, Steve. The whole neighborhood, the whole community, all the pro corners behind you and your lovely daughter. She is such a sweetheart. She's such a great athlete. I'm devastated for her. All she do is get rings. All she do is win. Her and her brother.
That child got enough rings to give everybody at least 4.
Can you give Michigan 1 and Tennessee the other? And if you got a thumb ring, I'll slide that over to the Cowboys so we can get back in this thing. Don't be laughing, Brandon, because your Patriots got more rings than fingers. We don't want to hear about that.
They are, Langston. They are.
Brandon, you got any shout-outs? Any closing remarks?
No. But it's funny. I don't know if you guys saw my quote yesterday on Facebook that I posted.
Well, post your quote.
I did.
Say your quote.
I got that was powerful. Like, I was at work, and I'm always thinking about, like, how can I do better in life, with me still being young and everything, And I was like, where in the world did this come from? You know what I mean?
Okay,
so
what you got?
I'm going to end it with this. Never be afraid to invest. Invest in yourself, invest in your future, invest in your finances, and invest in stability.
All right, you heard it here, and that's how we do it here at The Extra Point. We will see you all in 1 week and 23 hours. On behalf of the team, we say go blue. Have a great weekend. Let's watch some football. Peace.
Vamos Azul.